Hello friends, I'm Colonel Failure and you're back with Depraved. Now before we get underway, I've noticed something very interesting happening at the saloon. Just look. Yeah, see, I thought so too. No, there is absolutely nothing interesting happening at the saloon. It's just there. I've not seen anybody staggering around drunk and disorderly. More's the shame. I've not seen any drifters come into town and then shoot up the place and have a gunfight in the middle of town. Where's my clock tower? Yeah, I mean, there are so many cliches missing from my town at the moment, and I hope to reinstate at least a couple of them. Oh, we got space there. Maybe I can get the sheriff in here. Production storage being full, I'm not fussed about in the slightest. Now then, if you fit in here, I'll be very, very happy. I'm not going to be happy, am I? Well, if we can get the bank in there, I'll be very happy. No, you've got the same footprint. Oh, poo. Although, we could get the bank on the end of the row. Or would you put... Okay, now, logic as a gamer dictates that you put the sheriff in the middle of town. Whereas you put the bank somewhere incredibly hard for naughty villainous AI types to come and get it. But I'm going to put the bank in the centre of town because it should lead to the most collateral damage when it's robbed. And then we'll bang the sheriff anywhere I can find space. There we go, we'll leave him down here. Sheriff, come quick, the bank's being robbed. Alright, just let me get my horse and ride into town and take care of that varlet once and for all. I'm not entirely sure where any of those people are from, but they're from Failurewood. That's where they're from. If you're familiar with Deadwood, that also had questionable accents. So I'm clearly on brand when it comes to something. Anyway, in today we're going to get those in today. Come on, finish the sentence, man. In today's episode, we shall get these two vital new facilities up and running and built and prosperous. Although winter is coming, as the popular television series MacGyver likes to tell us on a regular basis, and that will be an adventure for everybody because we're out of firewood. Yeah, okay, maybe that wasn't the best intro cliffhanger you've ever heard, but it was the best I could do at short notice. We still don't know how to fish. Apparently, it takes 30 settlers to learn how to fish. Maybe that's because that's the point at which you start getting hipster townsfolk who insist on having sushi for every meal, and have a calculator or abacus to keep an eye on their omega-3 count. Or some such. I don't really keep up with such things. I'm no idea how many times you have to count fish in order for it to be an omega, let alone 3 of them. Anyway, we've got another shed coming up to the lofty statute of being an actual house, which will please people endlessly. The other thing that I've noticed actually is that I've noticed nothing at all. I was about to say I've noticed that these newfangled houses can support 3 people, whereas a shack only supports 2. But it turns out that 3 is a crowd in every house. In here we've got Conley, Shannon and Ewan, and I mean none of them are related, so I've no idea what the living arrangements going on there are, but it doesn't appear to have led to any domestic situations breaking out among the townsfolk, and therefore clearly it's working. And I'm not going to meddle. What people do in the privacy of their own shack is their business. Why is this horse still just parked out? It's Kirkus's horse. Where are you, Kirk? Why are you doing on foot? Unless you're having an extended stay in the doctor's. I mean, you spend a lot of time in there anyway, but who knows? Who are you? Robertson Desher. That's a new one on me. I don't know if he's a volunteer or what, but there you go. Kirk, where are you? Didn't I set you guarding the well out of some kind of cruel and unusual punishment, maybe? Who's that? A Stillman. He's out guarding that angle. No, where's me man Kirkus? There's Spock doing some hunting at night. He likes it that way. People leave him alone. And he hasn't quite caught on to the fact that the animals he's hunting have got pretty effective night vision. No, these are just armed labourers. And if I were to arm all the labourers and then run out of food, I would imagine it would get quite exciting quite quickly. So we're going to try to... Where the heck is Kirkus? He's not the new doctor, is he? No, that's Muster Conda. Kirk, where are you? Is there a button, one wonders, where one can type in the name of one's townsfolk and say, I say, would you mind awfully reclaiming your horse? Well, let's try it out. Kirkus. It's not in any, or is it in alphabetical? No, there's Bingo. Look, he's still kicking around. Jack Daniel, the brewer. Or he's a distiller, really, isn't he? Hortense Weiler, the farmer. Anyone see Kirkus? Anyone at all? Kirkus, are you in the list? I mean, he's a gunslinger, so maybe he doesn't qualify. Maybe he's put himself forward for sheriff, and in order to do so, he's just camping out the sheriff's office until it's been built. I'll tell you one thing for certain, though. Once we've got a sheriff, we're actually going to arrest people properly rather than just shooting them. I know, it'll be people will hark back to the good old days where justice was swift and merciless. I beg your pardon, but I forgot a T there and rather over-applied myself in adding it on later. No, there's Stillman. He's dropping his horse off for reasons known best to himself. And there's Robertson. Where's Kirkus? He should have the gunslinger symbol around the outside of him as well. Have I sent him off on some idiot mission? And he's diligently just stood out there going, oh, and that was the last time I was allowed in town. Oh well, he'll turn up, I'm sure. Chances are when the going gets tough, Kirkus will ride into town once more, going, "I, Kirkus Bean, will avenge you all with my pistol of great justice." Or he'll do what he usually does, which is stand at the back and wait for everybody else to get shot up a bit before he kind of goes like, and kill steal, because he's that kind of guy. Right, now then, we also set in motion a mine last time around, and quite why I'm now wandering around the wrong part of the map is an indicator that I was hoping to seamlessly segue into looking at it. As if by magic, we're looking at it. It's underway, it's operational. We've got 3 of 9 coal going on. That's all good. I'll give them their own personal labourer for labouring purposes. And I just don't know what we're going to do with it. Because I'm really hoping that it will take the place of all this firewood that we don't have. Because that will allow us to do something at least. We've also got the blacksmiths done, or the iron smelter, I suppose. He's going to run into a spot of bother with this, though, given that we don't actually have any iron. I feel like I should point that out, but I'm just going to let them get on with it. And we've run out of water again, so because we're turning it all into Failurewood artisanal gin. No, you might have thought that it'd be some kind of sour mash or bourbon or some such, but no, artisanal gin from Failurewood. It's a thing. And if it wasn't before, I tell you, my merchandise range can easily be extended to take in some Failurewood gin as well. It's made from the sweat of humble pilgrims and the tears of the recently deceased. I totally advocate it, perhaps with a squeeze of lime. Meanwhile, someone's ill. Robertson, you're sick, man. Go to the doctors. No. We've got a fully comprehensive life insurance cover for all of you, and health cover is included in citizenship of Failurewood, providing you don't die of your wounds before reaching the doctor. If you do die of your wounds, there's not an awful lot you can do, but we will bury you for no charge, because we care about keeping the streets tidy for those who haven't yet died. but may shortly do... Oh, no, we got another flipping epidemic. Who's this? This is Eborn Page. He's got a cold and a gun. Don't talk to him the wrong... Oh, hold on, who's this? This is Stillman. Stillman's got a cold. Go in here, we've got the remedy. We can fix all of you. Are you on staff, or are you you got a rifle? I'm hiring you. There you go. And I'm going to give you the job of guarding. I don't know. What have I got that needs guarding at the moment? You guard this bit here, okay? Kirkus has wandered off. I've no idea where he's gone. But I'd feel safer with having some kind of stewardship going on of the... Oh no, where have I sent him? Oh, I've sent him for a quick stroll before he gets to work. See, Kirk's horse is still there, but who's this? Leola, go to see the doctor. The doctor will make everything better. I mean, because what I'm not telling people is there's a witch doctor in there, and he does his special dance, and then gives it a good shake on the medicine stick, and then everybody's better. He does have a 100% success rate, so you know you can't say it doesn't work. Selden, get yourself a pony. Ride the pony, Selden. All right, I grant you the freedom of town on horseback. Largely so that when troublemakers turn up, I can dispatch you quickly, where more often than not, one of you doesn't come back. I know. It's a rough job, but that's why you signed up. You don't get to ride the Failurewood horse unless you accept the Failurewood risk. Or something. Right, meanwhile, how are we doing here? 2 of 9. We've got 5 coals. What I would imagine was a full influx going on there. Have we got some being stored? This is coal, by the way, for those of you that didn't spot it. We got anything stored in the warehouse? Thank you. We got some guns. We got a flipping Winchester just sat there in the warehouse. Oh, we got more flipping sick people. Will you go to the doctors? Well, I can answer that for you. You will go to the doctors. And this is Bondo. And there's Jenny. Get in a doctor. Stop spreading it around. You people wandering through the town centre just hacking and wheezing over everybody. You're not doing any of us any favours. Meanwhile, Ace Carlton, steward of the well. He stands there 24 hours a day going, well, I've got me 5 buckets of water, and as soon as one of them's taken, I'll refill it. So it's an important job and a humble life, and he's not alone though. They've unionised. Here's Harm Richardson, saying, it's my well, my patch. Carlton's yelling at him from down the way. Go, oi, you, yeah, Harm, yeah. Stop it. No one likes your well. Your well's rubbish, mate. Look, I'm in constant demand. I'm working buckets all day long. You, easy life. And yet, for some reason, we're paid exactly the same amount of money. Where's the justice in that, Harm? Where is it? Let me, Ace Carlton, Ace on the well. I'll tell you that for nothing. See, I get me a bucket, pour it in a barrel. Someone comes and takes it. I'm a flipping pro, mate. Anyway, there we go. That was an aside into the life and time. What are you doing driving through the barn? Taking a ruddy liberty there, Robertson. I'll tell you that for nothing. Now then, where are we? How's the sheriff's coming along? Ooh, we have a bank. Marvellous. Current credit 0, hourly interest 0. Can I pay some in and earn some interest? I don't want to borrow any money if it's all the same to you, because I've got cash. Being able to store my cash... See, that would be quite nice, is if my town fundage were no longer just kept under my mattress in the town hall, but rather it were kept in the bank. That would be a jolly good wheeze. I possibly ought to assign someone to be guarding it, however. Who's this? Rocky Genio with his Colt. Hasn't got a shirt, has got a gun. I think you can possibly make judgments based on such information, but I would never be one to do so. Right. Where are we? Jenny? No. Eborn? No. Who's this? Ah, Selden. You are a pioneer. I want you guarding the bank. Alright? It's easy peasy. Easy work, Selden. Alright? No problem at all. You are now the bank guard par excellence. As long as they don't, pull up a van to the back wall and then, rip the wall out with the van, I'm pretty sure you're going to have a fairly easy gig here. But, keep your wits about you and don't let any bunch of goons come in and steal all my cheese, is what I'm saying. I don't even make cheese, but I don't want it stolen. Let's upgrade this house. There we go. Right, good. Well, progress is being made. Next time around, I would fully expect that we should see a rather handsome sheriff's office come to place. And Kirkus was actually number one in my mind, and number one in your hearts, I'm sure, to be the sheriff of Failurewood, given that he's been around the longest without being killed. However, he has disappeared, which is a bit of a worry. He's still got a horse, but he's not on it, unless he is. Unless he has entered a new plane of existence, and Kirkus is now a phantasmal gunslinger. To be honest, if he were a phantasmal gunslinger, he would be my first choice all over again to be sheriff. But somehow I think he's just legged it, possibly with the last remaining metal parts that we had in town. Actually, how did we let that happen? What are we doing? We're selling booze, which is going swimmingly because we've still got a stock and we're flogging it every month, and we're selling stone, unless we're not. Because obviously we'll only sell it if any's ever delivered to be sold in the first place. What have we got in here? We got grain coming out of every orifice, and that's quite uncomfortable, I can tell you. So let's flog some of that. Sell grain, sell grain. How much do you want to sell? Oh, sell like 50. We've got so much grain. We should sell quite a lot of it. What else have we got? We've got shirts. And maybe we're going to start a fashion house of some description. We should probably flog some of that. An all. Shirts. What do they go for these days? 6. Well, whatever. We got loads of them, so I'm going to sell 40. Because clearly those who are not now wearing a shirt have no interest in ever wearing one. And that's all good too. Now then, how do I persuade someone that Shipman, you've got a good guy kind of a hat going on. How do I persuade you to tool up with a rifle? Maybe that's going to take the arrival of the sheriff's office. Once we have the sheriff's office, then maybe we can promote people to be part of the town militia sheriff, and we'll figure that out shortly. I need to order some more of this gubbins. There we go, gubbins ordered. That's quite a lot of gubbins you've ordered there. I know, I'm worth it. Right, there you go. That'll wrap it up for this time. I've been Colonel Failure. In the next and final episode of Depraved, Masters of the Universe, we will see what happens when some idiot tries to rob the bank. I don't know who this is, looking very casual outside, but I don't trust him. No, sir. Oh, it's Shipman. I trust... Shipman's good. He's fine. He's fine with me. In fact... Shipman, I'm going to make you the sheriff if I get the chance. Of course, the sheriff might just appoint themselves, in which case, well, I don't know what's going to happen. And I guess you'll have to tune in to find out. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you've not yet done so, and fling a like at this one if you feel like doing so. I'll catch up with you very soon. Cheerio.